Hello everyone and welcome to EduNext Academy. I am Mani. Today we are going to discuss about human heart anatomy and its functions for your NEET foundation course. Heart is very special muscular organs in our body which keeps pumping every time. It pumps blood to all part of our body. It carries oxygen, nutrition to cell and takes waste products like carbon dioxide. The size of our head is just like your fist. This fist size is equal to your heart size. Okay, and it is just located just left towards your left inside your heart, inside your chest. Okay, so heart never stop pumping, never stop working, and when heart stops, what happens? Obviously, human being dies. So let us start our journey on this topic, human heart and its structure and functions. Now the structure. Now the structure I drawn here, human heart. Human heart, just like in your home, your total means your house area is divided into many rooms. Our heart is also divided into basically four chambers: upper chamber and lower chamber. The upper chamber is known as artery or atrium. Okay, there are two atrium. One is right atrium, left atrium. Below this atrium, there are another two chambers are there known as ventricle, right ventricle and left ventricle. Okay, so as you know that heart is divided into four chamber: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, and left ventricle. Then what are their functions? Actually, these four chambers takes the deoxygenated blood from whole part of our body. Then it is connected to lungs. Then it is collects oxygen from the lungs. Then it will distribute the oxygenated blood to whole part of the body. Okay, it takes deoxygenated impure blood, then it supplies the oxygenated blood to every part of our body. Not only it supplies oxygen but also it supplies some nutrition, and simultaneously it collects carbon dioxide as a waste product from our body. Now you see, uh, this is known as right atrium. Okay, the right atrium actually it collects the deoxygenated blood. That means the blood which contains poor amount of oxygen by the two largest vein-like structure that is known as vena cava. Vena cava is a big vein, okay, or a big artery. Okay, it collects the deoxygenated blood from upper part and lower part of the body. The upper part of this particular known as vena cava. The upper part of the vena cava is known as superior vena cava. Superior vena cava collects deoxygenated blood from upper part of body, that is our head, neck and arms. And the lower part of the vena cava known as inferior vena cava, which collects poor oxygen content blood from lower part of our body, just like legs, abdomen uh, and diaphragm. Okay, so by the help of this vena cava, the right atrium collects the deoxygenated blood. Then it passes to this right ventricle. This is ventricle. This part is known as ventricle. Right atrium, right ventricle. This right ventricle, it is connected through our pulmonary artery, which is connected directly to the lungs. Okay, it collects the oxygenated blood from our lungs. Okay, then by the help of pulmonary artery, the oxygenated blood goes to left atrium. Okay, this left atrium actually it collects some oxygenated blood, which is already collected from the lungs. Then it passes to the left ventricle. So through this left ventricle, the oxygenated blood is collected through this aorta. Aorta is the biggest arteries, vessels, blood vessels in our body, in our heart. Okay, it connects the oxygenated blood. Then from this aorta, the bloods are pumped to every part of our body. Okay, again, this is the basic structure, and I will go bit by bit. First of all, let me explain again. Our heart is divided into four chambers: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. The right atrium collects all the deoxygenated blood from our whole part of the body through this vena cava. This vena cava is largest vein. Vena cava can be divided into two parts: superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Superior vena cava collects the blood, deoxygenated blood from upper part of our body, just like our head, neck, and arms. Then the inferior vena cava collects the deoxygenated blood from our lower part of body, that is our abdomen, that is our legs, etc. Okay. Then after collection of deoxygenated blood, the deoxygenated blood or poor oxygen content blood goes to ventricle, right ventricle. Okay, this is right ventricle. Right ventricle is connected to lungs through this pulmonary aorta or pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery, what happens? It collects the oxygenated blood from the lungs. Okay, after collection of the oxygenated blood, the blood goes to left atrium. Left atrium, what it does? It passes all the blood to ventricle. Then ventricle, that is left ventricle. This left ventricle is connected to this aorta. The aorta is the biggest sac in our body, in our heart, which collect all the oxygenated blood. Then it pumps or distribute that oxygenated blood to every part of our body. Now, aorta. This is our aorta. The aorta is the largest artery. Artery or small veins. Okay. Arteries are the small, that means blood vessels. Okay. So it is the largest aorta in our heart, which carries oxygen-rich blood from ventricle. It collects the oxygen-rich blood from the left ventricle and distributed that oxygenated blood to every part of body. One thing you know that you have to remember that the flow of blood inside the heart is one directional. Means when the blood flow from right atrium to right ventricle, it is one way direction. There is no reverse direction of blood flow from right atrium to right ventricle. So to check this, a unidirectional flow of blood, some valves are present. That valves, nothing, it just act like a door. Okay, these are the small tissue valves. That valves open and close once in a particular direction. Suppose, for example, when the blood flow from this right article to right atrium to right ventricle, the valve opens. Then after flow of blood from right atrium to this right ventricle, there will be no reverse flow of blood from ventricle to atrium, because once blood flow, the valve opens. After blood flow, the valve shut down, close, to ensure that the blood flow should be unidirectional from atrium to this ventricle. Okay, so there are basically three valves. Now, as I have told that whenever the blood passing from atrium to ventricle, there is a door-like structure known as valve or flap. It is a tissue. Okay, it acts like a door. It close and open, but it allow only one directional blood flow. Okay, no reverse blood flow. That means when the blood flow from right atrium to right ventricle, then blood flow only one direction. There will be no reverse blood flow from ventricle to atrium. Okay, so as according to our four chamber, so there are three valves. First one is tricuspid. Tri means three. Cuspid or three flaps are there. That three flaps or valves are present between right atrium and right ventricle. Okay, so it will just check the blood flow from right atrium to right ventricle. Again, another valve is bicuspid or mitral valve. It is present in between left atrium and left ventricle, but it is two valves. Another valve is semilunar valve, which is present at the edges of aorta and pulmonary artery. Okay, so these particular valves are very important. It play a very important role here because it will never allow the reverse direction of blood flow and heart can pumps in a particular manner. Okay, so you know the basic structure. Then we will go how rhythms are created. Okay, how our heart beats, where it comes, how it happens. So let us discuss how our heart beats. It happens. You know, you might have heard about pacemaker. Okay, so pacemaker is a natural pacemaker inside our heart is there also. Then how in particular cycle our heart beats. Our heartbeat after measuring normally 72 times beats per minute. Okay, so how that happens regular manner in a particular regular rhythm happens. Now see here there is a node. Okay, these are basically present in right atrium. These two nodes are very important nodes where our signal generates and transmit. Okay. So basically, the heart there is a inbuilt electrical system. From this SA means SA node means atri, atrial node, atrial node. Okay, where signal first generate, then it has to transfer to another node that is known as your um, actioventricular node, AB node. There are two nodes. Okay, one is atrial node, another is your that is SA node and AB node, actioventricular node. Okay, signal generates here and passes to SA node to AB node. Okay, then it starts the signal actually start at sinoatrial node present in the right atrium. This particular node is known as pacemaker, natural pacemaker of our heart. जैसे बैटरी होता है ना सिस्टम को मतलब एक्टिवेट करने के लिए पावर देने के लिए ये वही काम करता है. दिस इज द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ दिस साइनोएट्रियल नोड. In NEET exam, most of the time it is asked that which node is known as your natural pacemaker. That is nothing but SA node, sinoatrial node, because it is present in the right atrium. And right atrium, it is also as some questions are also there in the NEET exam. Then you will be asked that at which area or chamber of heart your pacemaker, natural pacemaker is present. So it is the sinoatrial node that is present in the right atrium, which is known as pacemaker of a heart. Okay. So now it starts at sinoatrial node present in the right atrium, upper part of the right atrium. Okay. Then The signal goes to atrioventricular node. The signal goes to this here to here. That means SN node to AB node. Okay. Then what happened? There are some bundle of his. There are some muscular fibers that is known as bundle of his. जैसे आपका मेन लाइन होता है करंट जाने के लिए मेन सोर्स से करंट आते हैं मेन लाइन से देन मेन लाइन से आप होम लाइन को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होता है so there are two channels here. One is bundle of his and another is Purkinje fiber. Purkinje fiber and bundle of his, these are muscular fiber where the signal passes from after passing from SA to AV, the signal passing to right atrium to left ventricle for contraction. That is by the help of these two muscular fiber, that is bundle of his and Purkinje fiber. These are basically act as a main line and sub lines in electricity. Okay, so whenever the signal passes from bundles of fiber to the Purkinje fiber, the signal directly goes to the right ventricle or ventricle. Then the ventricle start to contracts. That means pumping means relax, contract, relax and contract. So that particular relaxation and contraction creates some beat. Okay, that is known as heartbeat. So how this happens? That is happens due to basically these two nodes. The signal generated here, the signal passes one node to another node, then from atrium to ventricle by bundling and Purkinje fiber. Okay. Then after Purkinje fiber, the ventricle start to contracts. So in this way, the heart function. Okay. The heart, again I am repeating, heart is a four chamber that is muscular organs in our body. Heart is present just towards the left inside our chest. It has basically the four chamber, right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. The ventricles and the atrium, they are separated by some muscular wall. In the next class I will tell about this. I will go in detail. Okay. Then big arteries are there known as your vena cava. Vena cava divided into two parts, superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. This vena cava brings the deoxygenated or poor oxygen content blood from our body. Then after collection of this right ventricle to right ventricle, the signal goes to this that means it is connected, it is pulmonary, it is connected to the lungs through pulmonary artery connected to left atrium collects the oxygenated blood, then it will send to the ventricle, then ventricle is connected to aorta which collect all the basically the fully oxygenated or oxygen rich blood, then from the aorta the blood is distributed to every part of body. Okay, now one thing, there are five valves present in our heart. These valves are tissue like organs or tissue which act as a door which allow the blood flow inside the heart unidirectional. That means unidirectional blood flow. There are three valves here present between right atrium to right ventricle, that is known as tricuspid valve. Then another two valves are present to that means between the left atrium and left ventricle, that is known as bicuspid valve. Another valve is present at the exit of the pulmonary artery and the aorta. Okay, so these are basic things you need to understand as your little ones. So basically you read basic things now and then we will go details for the higher classes what to prepare for NEET. Basically I have said one very important questions, that what is pacemaker and where it is situated. These questions are repeatedly asked in NEET. You need to remember this. Then another thing is these ventricles and atrium and ventricles, they are also separated by some tissue or by some muscular wall. Okay. Then in the next class we will go details on it. Also we will know about ECG, how our heartbeat is measured or our heart rate is measured. Okay. So I hope you understand a little. I try to make you understand please prepare from very beginning for your NEET. And if you have any query, you can ask me. Also, you can comment me. Thank you. See you in the next class. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to EduNext Academy. Thank you.